welcome to another episode of the Serpent Temple podcast. This is our new 2023 version of the podcast. We're back. Yeah, we're back. We're fresh. We've been regenerated and made anew.
Like Doctor Who?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm kind of got a bit of a Christopher Eccleston vibe here.
Yeah.
So he was only Doctor for one season. Do you like Doctor Who?
No, I've never.
No,
that's like the one thing that I don't watch at sci-fi.
Nah, yeah, I've never been into it. I was scared of the Daleks when I was young.
Oh,
Yeah.
I watched it. It was just kind of like, it was like not taking itself seriously enough, which is a good thing, really. But I just thought it was lame. No offense.
This is a good way to start 2023. Just alienate an entire fan base.
We hate Doctor Who. There's some good episodes. There's one where there's like these angels or some shit. And
Like
like
the
when
weeping angels.
when you
No?
blink, they come closer. Is that the one?
Like the ghosts from Super Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And then there was like a boy with a gas mask and he's like, "Are you my mummy?" And then he kills you or some shit, which is great.
That's some cursed shit.
That's such an English way to haunt someone. Are you my dad?
You me pa.
Yeah, anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the stuff we did between the last episode of Serpent Temple and this episode of Serpent Temple, because it's been about like a month and we've done loads of stuff. We've been to loads of gigs, loads of nice things have happened.
Yeah.
So shall we start with one we went to, which was the Anaal Nathrakh gig at the Scala at King's Cross, where they played with Sigh and Profundis, and we got to talk to Profundis and Nathrakh, which you will hear the Nathrakh interview at the end of this episode if you stick with us.
Yeah, it was a really good fucking gig, and it was for one that was so close towards the end of the year. I was actually surprised at the turnout, like it was packed. And also, I think there was train strikes that day.
There were.
So it was like, I was actually really surprised at how big the turnout was. Not because I don't think that Anaal Nathrakh can draw a big crowd.
Yeah.
But just because of all the odds that were stacked against him.
Totally.
And I think because of the success of that gig, I think they basically decided to potentially continue as a live band or a recording band, because I think there was kind of like murmurings of them maybe calling it a day, right?
They were thinking about it seems, yeah.
But I think it was a triumphant gig. I think it was their first gig, I think they said since about 2018, which I think probably was the Damnation that they played, which was after they dropped their last album, the one before the newest one, the New Kind of Horror. So obviously they've had an album released since then, Endarkment, which was released in 2021, which was a great album. And it was funny, actually, because it was actually one of the few bands that decided to release an album like in the heart of the pandemic. And I was like, fuck it, have it. And I was like, this is sick. Because because so many bands, I think, because it was such a period of uncertainty, it's almost like they were waiting to see how the live music climate was going to be before dropping an album and then touring it. So I think, and because, Anaal Nathrakh have never been, like a band per se, like a touring band, it's always been, they've always played live pretty sparingly. So I think that's maybe why they just decided to release it and say, fuck it, here you go. So, but anyway, how did you find the gig?
Mate, it was great. I kind of went in, I knew Profundis because I've known Paul, who's in the band for like a while, like on Facebook, on the internet, not in real life. In real life.
IRL.
So that was cool. Like I was aware of them, and I've never really properly listened to Anaal Nathrakh. I hope they don't listen to this.
That's fine.
But like,
I have, so I've got that covered.
Yeah, you got it covered. But like, because we went in knowing we're going to interview them, so I was like, okay, I'm going to like do my research, and I was like, oh, this band rocks. Like I've always known of them. They've always been like in the sort of pocket of like Akakoka and Ted Moore and those bands that have been in the London scene for a long time. But for some reason, I just never like got round to putting them on, and I'm kind of glad that gig happened, so I did. But then I also didn't listen to Sigh, and I kind of like going into a show not having listened to a band. Like I knew Shiki made loads of end of year lists, and oh my god, they blew me away. They were so fucking cool.
The guitarist was amazing.
I'm in love with the guitar. They got a fucking samurai sword out on stage.
It was like almost like something out of pro wrestling. It was like a pro wrestling entrance. Like it was so cool.
They were so cool. They were like literally playing a guitar solo while wielding a sword.
Yeah.
Like how, like wearing samurai armor and like this cool makeup with this like Japanese style kissed hair that was like, oh, they were so cool. They were like going mental at the same time, like head banging, like really hard on the guitar, just yeah, they looked really sick. And then like the drummer had this like anime outfit on, and then the singer just had this like robe and like old school medieval shoes, which was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually kind of crazy because like I've always wanted to see Sigh live, and they're just one of those bands where I don't think they played the UK.
It was like 18 years.
Yeah, it was like a crazy amount of time before that. So I think they're kind of like one of those bucket list bands for me, and they're one of those bands that have got quite an extensive but also quite a diverse catalogue.
Totally.
And I think they actually represented it quite well with the live set. Like it was a good, like, you know, they went across quite a few of the older albums. They played some tracks from Insomnophobia and stuff. But it was, it was funny. They finished with a cover of Black Metal by Venom as well.
Yeah.
But then the guitar, like something happens, technical difficulties. So it was just like a bass and vocal cover and drum cover.
I thought it sounded great.
It still sounded fucking sick. That was the thing. So.
Oh, that was mortifying. Yeah,
that's rock and roll, isn't it?
The only bad thing about that show was that day it was like -10.
Yeah.
And then we went home, and the next day all of us were really ill for like over a month afterwards.
Yeah.
And everyone at that show pretty much was really sick, like something awful.
Can I say, in all my years of ever going to gigs, I've never felt so fucking cold at all times during a gig.
It was so cold.
It's the most well ventilated building I've ever been in. It might as well just not had a roof. Like it was
frigid. Like I kept my coat on.
Yeah.
I kept my coat on the entire time, and it was packed. And the pits, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like there was a really good wall of death during Nathrakh, and people were just like, before the wall of death, there were these two people, and this huge guy just like straight up punched someone in the face. It was really violent. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was, and it was quite a unique and different experience for me, from the sense that we managed to get these cool seats on one of the balconies.
Yeah.
Just off to the side. So we had a great view. I mean, Shem, you took some great pictures of the gig. Got onto metal injection.
Yeah.
But it was great to see like the chaos from from afar and above for once. And the thing is, you know, like Anaal Nathrakh or another band who are actually quite diverse musically, they kind of run the gamut from all the different extreme styles. And I like how they introduced one of their tracks, So Forward, which was the track from the New Kind of Horror, which samples like the machine gun, and it kind of like mimics like the double bass kicks. Yeah. They kind of said like that's their version of like Bloodbath's Eaten. And I'm just like, yeah, it totally is, because like I knew things were going to kick off for that track, and it was a great set list as well. And they had so obviously Mick wasn't there, the longtime collaborator, easy for me to say, longtime collaborator of the band, and they had most of the guys from Voices, right? So it was like Sam Loynes, David Gray.
What were they calling it? Like Anaal Nathrakh? They had like a special name for it. It was great. Yeah, David Gray on drums. Oh my God, so good.
But it was like, you know, considering that I don't think they probably would have had too much time to prepare for that material, they fucking absolutely like smashed it.
Oh my God, yeah, Sam Loynes just like absolutely killing it.
Yeah,
it was great. Like those guys, I'm so happy they had a triumphant show because they needed it.
It was a good show, worth getting sick for.
Honestly, it was. Yeah, I was sick on my birthday and Christmas, but it was worth it. Like considering, I don't know what that says about me, but it was a great show. It was very good. And on the balcony, I've got to say, I don't know where the meme is from. I think it's from Twilight, of these like 3 vampires in like fancy outfits, and they're on a balcony.
I actually know what you're talking about. Yeah,
they're just like, yeah, we're better than you. Because I remember we were on the floor, and it was really packed, and it was like just after De Profundis, and I was like, okay, we've got to find a better place. And like I think you guys were like, oh no, there's no way, because the Scala's like really weird and windy, and I was just like, I just got a feeling, I have a hunch, and I just dragged you guys up loads of corridors and stairs, and eventually we found this balcony.
Right.
It was like trying to navigate and that Escher painting of all the winding staircases.
Yeah, it's like really Kubrickian. There's like red lighting in these like weirdly coloured corridors as well.
I'm such an advocate for like seated gigs now. It's
just
such a welcome reprieve sometimes. The best time was, I mentioned this before on the podcast, so I won't go into full detail, but when we were at Roadburn the year, there was like a whole night of Dutch black metal, and they had like these really plush sofas at top, and I felt like some like end of level boss in Streets of Rage, like just sitting in the background, just like watching everything from like the most like comfortable sofa, and I was like, this is fucking amazing.
I want to go to, like, when I was in South America, like they had like these massive venues, and then you'd like sit down and there'd be a band playing, and they'd just bring you a plate of like a sandwich full of smashed avocado and like pulled pork and just like this huge meal. You could have like this amazing fresh food while watching a band play.
That's
it was amazing.
Yeah.
And they had like a kitchen in the venue.
Do you know smashed avocado? That'd be a good name for a vegan death metal band.
It would be really good.
Yeah. I'm not vegan though, so I feel like a fraud if I start a project called
You
that.
could have like a song called like Smashed Avocado your
Hammer
face.
smashed avocado.
Yeah.
Hammer smashed kale.
I must kale. Yeah.
I come kale. So. Do you know what annoys me? Just speaking about Cannibal Corpse quickly.
Yeah.
You know the whole story about the guitarist. Was it Pat O'Brien that was done for having like some firearms in his house?
The misnaming of the song.
Yeah. It was a flamethrower as well.
That's so funny.
But it's the fact, yeah, exactly. Like, there's like, it's that Photoshop job that someone's done where they said one of the Spotify songs was, I have guns in my house or skulls.
I have guns in my house for murder.
Yeah. And the fact that people like think that that's legitimate, it's just like, I don't know, just one of those sins that just irritates me.
I thought it was legitimate, but I'm not like a Cannibal Corpse connoisseur.
I mean, I can see why you would believe they'd have a song called that. 'Cause they do have some ridiculous song titles.
They do. Is it Bloodbath? You said Bloodbath Do Eaton. I always think it's them. What's that? How?
If you Google I have guns in my house, it says Cannibal Corpse lyrics. It's not a song. So many people have Googled it to try and find the lyrics.
That's amazing.
That's the same thing with the John Cena meme. You know, it goes, that's John Cena. That's not in his fucking theme song. That's taken from a prank video that someone did, pretending to be like the WWE harassing someone. But yeah, so that's like got nothing to do with his actual theme song.
I got a really disturbing Google suggestion today. I was in the gym and I was looking up form for split squats because I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fucking up.
Bulgarian
split squats with like the weights in your hands. And anyway, I typed it in to like see how you do it properly, and I was like, how to, and it said how to use toilet paper. Was the suggested search. I've been thinking about it all day.
Maybe it's the whole wipe up or down debate.
Oh, you wipe away from your urethra.
Yeah, but some people. I said that really unconvincingly, didn't I? I was like, yes.
If you're a man, it doesn't matter.
You don't want to wipe it towards your gooch, surely, because that's a swampy area.
I think it depends on how big a pump I've got from the gym. So sometimes it's difficult to go a certain direction.
That's incredible. I've never thought of that. It's like it's just
it depends how big the cube is.
You try and go forward, you just fall over.
Yeah.
Double leg cramp.
I've had cramp before from. I have legitimately.
That's
it's horrible.
incredible.
It's the worst place in the world you want to get a cramp, because if I get an abdominal cramp in the cubicle, I've got to lay flat. So I've got to walk out of there with a shitty arse and lay on the floor until the cramp subsides. It's like no one wants to see that.
Do you remember that weightlifting butt plug thing we saw?
Oh yeah, shit.
Squat plug.
Squat plug. Yeah.
So funny.
Oh my god, I'm dying. I need a squat plug.
That.
Has anyone ever walked in on you like doing that?
No. One time I was getting changed and I was naked in the changing room, and I got an abdominal cramp and I had to lay down to get rid of it.
Oh.
And like, and the maintenance guy came and was like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Just
another weird
just casually lying on the floor, the nude. But no, it was fine.
Was it the erection that scared him off?
Yeah, I was 4 inches from the ground.
To be fair, I've seen some weird stuff in gym changing rooms.
Oh, there's some wild shit that goes on there. I keep seeing that someone keeps leaving plasters in the showers, which is fucking. That is not.
That's not cool.
That is not
That's
on
not
at
cool.
all.
Yeah.
Like there's loads of bins everywhere. Just stick it in the bin. Like maybe if it's fallen off, maybe they've had it on, forgotten, and it's fallen off. But still, it's your plaster with your fucking blood in it. So pick it up and put it in the bin.
That's right, kids.
Yeah.
End of view. Music Roundup.
So anyway, we were in the gym. I was lying naked on the floor. That's really funny, man. I don't even know. Yeah, So after we got sick at Nathrakh, you went to see The Who, right?
Yeah. So I was on the road to recovery and well enough to go watch The Who at the Roundhouse with my mother.
Nice.
Which was great. I got her into The Who recently because we play backgammon together every time we go around and visit. We normally listen to music. She's an integral part of why my music taste is quite eclectic. She's a big fan of David Bowie and likes a lot of weird ambient shit, like Robert Fripp, who
I love Fripp.
Yeah, like from like King Crimson and stuff, Brian Eno, that sort of stuff. So and just one day I was like, fuck it. I was like, I put on like The Who and Wardruna for her because I was thinking she might be into this sort of shit, and she was. She absolutely loved The Who, and I promised her, I was like, if they ever play London, I promise you we'll get tickets and we'll go and see them. I've never been to a gig together, and it's just like, and my mum hadn't been to a gig for decades. So it was, I think the last gig she would have been Pink Floyd at the O2.
Holy crap.
Which I think was 2007.
Yeah.
And I think it was the one where Roger Waters actually came out and played a few songs with them. But yeah, so she hadn't been to a gig for a while. So anyways, I was super excited for it because it was just like, so different from the usual gig. And it was seated as well, so I was looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
It was really good. The first band that came on, I don't remember their names, so I don't feel bad kind of like roasting them. But it was not as much that they were bad, but they were like an indie band from the 90s.
Oh.
And it was just really, they were kind of like Brit poppy, and it was just so out of place.
They were probably on the same booking agent. Or the same label.
Yeah,
that's probably
I imagine so.
Yeah,
but like it was, you could tell. The thing is, it was already a diverse crowd because I feel like the Who have got such a wide demographic of fan base.
Yeah,
because I feel like anyone could really get into them. Like you don't need to be. Obviously, there was a lot of like ardent metalheads there, but there was also like people from just looks like from all different walks of life and backgrounds, which is always really cool to see at any gig. I think, and they were amazing. Like they were totally cool. Like his the Jew harp that he was using was so cool. Like, and it was just everything, all like the authentic instrumentation. Don't know the name of the instruments because I'm an uncultured swine, but like the violin-esque, like the string instrument that he was playing sounded so like it cut through like everything, the rhythm section so beautifully. Like it sounded, it was mixed so well. Like it was. Yeah, that's it.
King Nun.
That was it. Yeah.
I think they should have played with Jambonai.
Yeah, and they were fine. Like, there was nothing wrong with the band. It just wasn't my thing at all.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a very good pairing. I think Jambonai would have been amazing.
There's a couple of songs that are a bit Pixies-esque, and funny enough, me and Shem have been waxing lyrical about Pixies recently.
I haven't listened to them since I was a teenager.
I think when Pixies write, like their hits are some of the best like pop or like not modern music, but like pop music songs I've ever heard. Like Monkey Gone to Heaven will forever be one of the best tracks ever, in my opinion. But no, it was a really good gig. Really, really enjoyed it. And it was great to like kind of live vicariously through our mum's enjoyment as well and see how much she was getting into it. And we were seated next to quite interesting people. There was like a couple next to us who were like totally looking like they'd come straight from like a 9-to-5 office job straight to the gig. And they were like really excited, which was cool. And there was this guy sitting next to my mum, this really tall guy, kind of gangly guy. And he was completely stationary until the last song. And I kept unintentionally glancing over at him because he was just like, I was like, this guy's just like doesn't seem into it at all. And then the last song, he started like just like kind of like robotically shaking. I was like, he's finally moving, getting into it. Like my mum's like standing up and like dancing and swaying, and it was just it was a really wholesome, good gig. And it's like, and I do highly recommend if you ever catch them on the festival circuit. Like I think
they're going to be at Hellfest. I think
are they at Hellfest?
I'm pretty sure.
I think they might be playing Download as well.
Nice. Are they at Bloodstock? They're probably too big.
No, they'd be too big, I think.
Yeah.
Not too big, but they'd probably be a headliner.
I think they'd be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's, but it was, because I think the Roundhouse show was just like a side show that they'd done. So if one of your side shows is going to be somewhere like the Roundhouse.
Yeah, you're not cheap. Yeah.
But it was like when Dying Fetus done a side show, it was like the Boston Arms music room. And it was.
That's so weird because Dying Fetus are like, they're like, what is the word when everyone at home knows the name of something?
Like a.
It's like
I know what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I can't think of the phrase.
Like a
home name? It's something like that.
Household name.
Household name. It's such a long way of trying to think about the
fact
phrase.
is, you were basically saying it like home name, and I still couldn't get it.
Home name.
Yeah.
I feel like Dying Fetus for a metalhead is a household name, whereas the Who are like really recent in terms of like how they broke through. But I guess they broke through on the internet, so everyone knows about them. Yeah, which is so different.
But I think there's just different ways you get exposure now, and like I think I was touching on this a little bit when I was talking about the when we were doing the Bloodstock review, like when Lorna Shore played, like they went super viral because of the breakdown into the Hellfire being like used for like loads of clips. To the point where there's this clip resurfaced online of like loads of people at a Lorna Shore gig, and like there was the bit that was used in TikTok, and everybody was singing all the words, and then it got to the next verse, and everyone was silent, like no one knew what the fuck was going on. And I think even like Will, the singer, was like saying like, I can see you guys don't know the words to this part. Like he was like, making fun of it. Like he wasn't being a dickhead about it, but he was like, he knew what was going on.
That's how I remember most music. Is I just remember like one verse of a song and that's it. Like I'll know one line, even if it's a band I love, and I just won't know anything else.
That's why it can be quite daunting going to a Blind Guardian gig.
Everyone knows the words.
Yeah, everyone knows all the words. He's not even singing. He's singing
Everyone knows the words. What? Yeah, when I saw them at Hellfest, the entire arena was singing. That, you know how big that arena is? The whole arena was singing all the words. And everyone's like linking arms and just like, it's like being in a tavern.
Yeah. It's like the closest thing to feeling like you're in Lord of the Rings, really.
For real.
Like Hansi, like he fucking knows this. So he only sings about 30% of the fucking lyrics.
Easy.
So like half the time he's just holding the microphone out to the crowd saying, you guys fucking do it for me.
The wall.
Yeah. You can tell he always does like the high notes as well that you can't hear anymore.
It's just so cheeky. Yeah, you can do the work.
Yeah, you guys do the hard parts. But they are such a good live band.
Oh, they're amazing. But
no, that was The Who, which was an amazing experience.
They were huge.
And then I think we went to Big Al's 50th party afterwards.
We did. Yeah. We went to podcast alumni, Alistair Riddle's 50th birthday party, where his band played, Flamebearer, and it was headlined by Gevaudan and opened by a commoner.
Yeah, I only caught Flamebearer, and I have to say, it was pretty fucking good. Like, because I've never seen Alistair play guitar before. I know Shem was talking about how it was quite a pivotal moment for him. But like, he's such a good fucking guitar player.
He's legit.
Like, he's actually so fucking good.
Yeah, man is talented, super talented.
And I thought it was just a real good fucking time. Like the club was a little bit claustrophobic. I've never been in Aces and Eights before.
You can touch the ceiling. Yeah, in the venue, and the stage is the smallest stage I've ever seen.
Yeah,
ever.
It was funny when the singer, forget the name, but kept getting his hair caught in the the AC unit.
Oh, we're gonna get him on the podcast. Valiant, nice. He's a legend. Yeah, Andrew Valiant, good guy. Yeah, I saw him play years ago, almost 10 years ago, like a Halloween show with Oak. Great band, good guys, really, really funny.
Yeah, that was a good night. For as short as it was, because I was coming from after work, so I wasn't there for too long. Maybe there for maybe 2 or 3 hours, but it was that was great. That was a fun evening.
It was good vibes. Yeah, I've never seen a gig at Aces and Eights. That stage was I was scared for everyone on that stage.
Yeah.
Having to perform so close to each other.
That's the thing. The only time I've ever been there is for either the Dome or the Boston Arms. So I used to always just see that place. Oh, that's the bar that people go to if they're there early for one of the shows. I
didn't know you could play it.
Yeah, I had no idea that it actually had a venue inside, and the pizzas smelled nice.
Oh, the food. Yeah, the food looked good. Everyone was having a good time. Good. Yeah, great show. Happy birthday, Alistair.
Does not look 50 either.
He is aged very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine wine.
Yeah, I know. If I looked like that, even close to that at 50, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, man's got a good hair routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got full Scottish blood, so I'd be lucky if I make it to 50.
Oh, bless.
I need some iron brew.
I'll tell you, that's what happened at work the other day. Someone, can't remember who it was. I won't name and shame them, but someone came. No, that was it. Orch came in to visit, and
Orch came.
He came in to say hi, and for some reason he had some iron brew, and he was just he left it aside for someone to bring in for me and Luke. He said, "Oh, Orch left this for you guys." And I was like, "Have I just experienced casual racism?" It's like, I hate iron brew. I was like, just presuming because I'm Scottish that I like iron brew.
I think it was Lonsdale or Manny who said that.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Because I think they were all with each other.
Yeah.
They were gaming.
Were,
yeah.
But I can't stand iron brew.
No one listening cares.
No.
Yeah.
But no, it was. What else have we been up to? Oh, so I went to the hardcore all day.
Yes, that's right.
So Reality Unfolds, which was a 2-day. I only went for 1 day because it was sandwiched in between a lot of work. So I was too shattered to go to the second day, which I was regretful for, but I just needed to sleep. I just couldn't hack it. So the first night was amazing. Let me just bring up the stage times. So the band that was opening are my friends in the band Convulsion. So, and also congrats to those guys because they've recently just qualified for the semis for the Gravesend Metal to the Masses.
Congrats.
So hopefully they'll make it all the way and then be able to get me a backstage pass if they get. Oh,
Then
I'll
you don't
pretend I'm in the band.
You don't get backstage passes for your
I
mates.
don't.
No.
No.
But you could pretend you're in the band, which is something
That'd be cool. I could do what like maybe the guys from Borstal did. I could be one of the guys that wears like a balaclava.
Yeah.
Just stands there with a truncheon.
Yeah.
You could be a balaclava guy. You'd be great. Yeah, you'd be great. As long as you don't get a crab.
yeah.
Like that naked.
Why is that guy with a truncheon just lying down, stomach first, on the sides of the stage?
Why is the toilet paper on his eye?
Yeah.
I forgot that's how we got there.
Oh god, that's good shit. But it's yeah, no. So good luck to them. Hopefully they make it through to the finals.
Hell yeah.
And so they opened proceedings, and for anybody that hasn't listened to them, they're very fucking claustrophobic, sludgy kind of grindcore. So if you're into like the really heavy, seriously heavy shit, please check them out. So their EP, Everything Will Be Okay, is available currently on all the usual streaming platforms. So your Spotify's, your Bandcamps. I think it's free on Bandcamp. If it's not, sorry guys. Yes.
Convulsion.
But no, so they opened proceedings. They absolutely smashed it. I'm not just saying it because I love the guys, but they actually really set off the night's proceedings really well. Like they were really fucking just heavy and visceral, and it was a really interesting fucking day. Actually, there were some really great moments. So like I went to Outbreak last year and kind of like rediscovered my love for like the hardcore scene, and because I've not really been involved in it for like the last decade and a half, close to 2 decades. So yes,
It's pay what you want.
it's pay what you want. So it's
Pay what
name
you
your
want,
price.
Not necessarily free.
Cool.
That was Shem speaking, not me,
So
by the way.
free if you're flat broke, but please pay for it.
Come a pound.
Yeah. But who else was playing that day? So, the second band on was Gorgon Vomit.
Nice.
So Cam's new band.
Hell yeah.
And they were pretty good. They were kind of like this fucking like Immolation, like old school Morbid Angel inspired like death metal band. So it was amusing to see the slight look of confusion on a lot of the some of the hardcore crowd's face.
With convulsion.
But they were down for it. Like as with a lot of hardcore shows that I've been to recently, the people that are there for those shows are there. They're not there to fuck around. Like they are there for serious business, not to have serious fun, but like they're thrown down and they're running from side to side, jumping, crowd killing. Like it's all in the name of fun, but I'm way too old and injury prone for that shit.
I feel like someone should just turn up wearing a singlet.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, there was a few people there that were pretty scantily clad. So
Oh, really?
It wasn't far off.
Damn.
No. But Gorgon Vomit was sick. The bassist had these sunglasses on, and I just love it when in a death metal band, there's always that guy with the mandatory sunglasses. That's always a fucking cool look. There's like that picture of, what is it? It was one of the Emperor pictures. I mean, not Emperor.
This is a whole...
Zyklon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a Zyklon promo picture of them all wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
So
They all look like
Samoth
they're in
from
the
Emperor.
picture.
Yes.
The liners, they've got guns.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, are they doing the tilted gun thing? That really lame, like,
It's so
woo.
sick.
If you do that and you could fire through your hand.
Yeah, because it's actually a really unsafe
It's
position,
really
isn't it?
terrible thing
Yeah.
to do. Yeah, don't do that with guns.
Yeah, fuck it. That's what I was trying to remember. Well, that's well remembered by Shem, yeah, because Zyklon was Samoth's side
Aren't they
project.
really sus? Zyklon. I feel like there's something with
There's
them.
Zyklon B and Zyklon.
Yeah.
because Zyklon B was the thing that Isham was involved in as well.
Oh, right.
And then
yeah.
it went on to become Zyklon, which was kind of like seen as like an Emperor's side project.
Oh,
and they
that's
had like
such a bad way to... He does not know how to hold a gun.
they had Metal Hammer was super behind Zyklon. Like
Yeah.
Really?
they were pushing them
Oh, maybe
hard.
I'm misremembering. Although that logo looks a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so lame.
Look at this guy.
Oh my god! And like he's even putting his arms out to the side with his like hands all symmetrical.
I mean, I
Like,
can't
they-
say shit because I was literally dressed like that in high school. So it's like, so I'm not going to rinse them.
I'm rinsing them. I'm sorry. They're getting a hard shower from me. Like, what the fuck is that?
So funny. That's not even the worst picture.
Bro's wearing Wellington boots, like. And like they've all done their coats up slightly differently, so they're not too the same because they're like, I'm different, I'm unique, I'm the chosen one. But all of us are.
Have you ever seen any of the Ragnarok promo pictures, the black metal band Ragnarok?
No, maybe if I have, I
Oh.
didn't know it's them. I need to see that. Is it funny?
There's a Ragnarok album cover.
Sorry, this is the other great.
That's mental.
That is he doesn't know how to hold a gun.
Shem, search
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, and I can't remember the album. There's one of like a dude holding a gun, but he's wearing corpse paint.
Okay, Nina rates people holding guns.
That's one of the album covers. It's so fucking.
These guys are hilarious. Oh no, I'm just making enemies of the entire black metal community, but
I don't care. Black metal sucks.
Is it Ragnarok I'm thinking of? Am I getting confused?
Oh, come on, Floyd.
Sorry.
it's just loads of Wardruna shit now.
Just Google stuff on the podcast.
No, it's just fun. I think it's great content. If you think it's great.
Is it this?
Yes, that's one. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
You know what? The irony is he's actually holding it properly.
Yeah.
He is legit holding the gun properly. Yeah. I mean, he's kind of. Oh, there's a lady. I didn't even see the. Oh, she's been shot, and her she's not been wiping properly by the looks of it either.
Probably got abdominal cramps.
Is she on her period? Is that fire?
So, I'm so glad I got that right because I was thinking, if I fucked this up.
Is that called Backdoor Miracle? Is it actually called that?
No, it's called Black Door Miracle. Backdoor Miracle.
But it should be called Backdoor
Musically,
Miracle.
they're actually pretty good.
That's so funny.
That is hilarious. You're kidding me. People have bought it.
It's still available on vinyl.
How long has this been
Imagine that in your
out?
vinyl collection.
Oh, like
And that
20
was like, I think
people
the album's from
bought
like
that.
2007 or 2004, I think.
That's barely got any sales. Bless them. I mean,
shit.
there's a lot going on there.
We're bigger than Ragnarok.
Damn. Wow. What's the guy's name? Is he called Ragnar? I hope he's called Ragnar. That's a good name if you're in a band called Ragnarok.
I'm just gonna leave this up.
I'm just going to stare at those fucking Matrix guys for the rest of the with the weird black sun logo. Like, if you only just noticed that, yeah,
That's how much.
that's actually in their logo.
It's in the background as well.
Yeah, they're really into that. Huh?
So anyway, that's what the bassist from Gorgon Vomit reminded me of. Generally speaking, sunglasses, it's a cool look, especially in kind of like a war metal, kind of death metal inspired. I dig it,
Yeah,
personally.
like, you know, the blood doesn't go in your eyes when you're like throwing down on the battlefield if you're wearing
true.
sunglasses. Yeah.
And then obviously I didn't watch every band that was on this day because I needed a few food breaks because it was an all dayer. Watched a band called Trade in Hands. They were sick, hardcore band. There's a
Good
band called
name.
No Relief as well.
Good.
We're kind of like, what was cool about some of the bands here, especially Street Soldier, who were kind of like the second last band, was like a lot of like hip hop elements. And there's always been kind of that in hardcore and like beat downs and stuff where it's kind of got that really bouncy beat. You even hear it in bands like Dying Fetus as well. Like I think John Gallagher is a massive hip hop fan. Sorry.
It's the New York thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's and it was just, you know what, it had like quite a cool, once again, it was a really diverse crowd. There was a lot of people there who were obviously part of the LGBTQIA plus spectrum.
Amazing.
It was good to see that inclusivity there. There was a lot of the front men of the band. Front men, gosh, poor term to use.
Front people?
Front people, thank you.
There you go.
Sorry. See, that's only
If they're
because
not men, they don't matter.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
So when you grow up, it's funny because when you grow up listening to metal from a young age, you're so conditioned to it being such a male-dominated thing.
It's true.
It's so hard to like get those terms out. So.
For real, yeah.
But like there was a lot of like some of the front people of the band were like trans and stuff and quite vocal about the message, and it was cool.
Amazing.
Like they had this post-black metal band called Underdark who are from the UK.
Oh, yeah, I know them, yeah.
And they were actually really, really good. Like I really dug them, and it was like a great palate cleanser from a lot of the hardcore that was being shown. Like it was similarly intense, but like in a more kind of like emotionally like
I love
there's
that.
a lot of emotional gravitas there that was just really, it was really good actually.
Intense,
It was
yeah.
a good diverse band. You know, you had Gorgon Vomit who were a death metal band, Underdark who were like post black metal, Street Soldier who like he would rap on certain parts of the songs. So it was just like it was kind of like body count. Like imagine a more hardcore body count.
Love body count.
Imagine if Ice-T could do like hardcore vocals.
Oh, wow.
It was like that, and there was their Scouse. So he's got like a Scouse accent as well.
Oh,
It was
they
just
should
totally-
do a cover of Talk Shit, Get Shot. I'd love to hear
yeah,
that.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then what was the other? There was a band called Ill Vision who were really fucking good. Like they really got the crowd pumped. Like they were just like another sort of like fucking hardcore group. And then there was a surprise headliner announced. See You Space Cowboy.
Oh, no way.
So they're kind of like cool. They're kind of like they've got that whole. Like they've got elements of like old school emo, but they've also got like that old
Dissonant.
that dissonant like proto like metalcore vibe about them with like the
Wow.
angular like guitar screeches.
Cool.
Very similar to like Zal, Norma Jean, that sort of thing.
Ithaca.
I love
Ithaca as well,
Ithaca.
totally. Like
Yeah.
it's like the whole what Ithaca are doing with like creating modern music with a throwback to that early kind of Converge-esque sound. So it was a really great night, actually. It was good fun, really fucking tiring. I was exhausted because I had a massive delivery at work the night before.
Yeah,
I was fucking zonked.
That was a big delivery. Yeah.
So
I feel like No Relief should do like a album cover, which is like a paracetamol packet.
yeah, no good, yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of when he said No Relief. I was like, painkillers.
Especially if it was a placebo paracetamol as well.
That's good. Yeah.
No.
Trapped wind. Trap them. Trapped wind. How can we pathologize all these metal bands?
Yeah, so that's my live experiences of the last month or so that we haven't done an episode summed up.
Yeah.
So it was quite busy, actually.
It's
and
like more
like
gigs
you
the
were
rest of the
saying,
year.
like there was a lot of time we spent just recovering from being ill. Like we both got
Yeah.
hit by a few big bugs, which kind of sidelined us for a bit as well. As did, I imagine, quite a lot of people did over the festive period.
A lot of people, yeah. So, I mean, I guess we've all had a respite from Serpent Temple, and Serpent Temple have had a respite from themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to do going over the new releases coming out in 20, what year is it?
2023, baby.
23. Or is that going to be a separate thing we do?
I think we can do it now, I think, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're going to go into the upcoming releases of 2023.
So there are a few things, albums I've listened to already that I'm quite fond of. Maybe early contenders for album of the year that I want to just run through quickly. So Obituary released their album Dying of Everything. And what's cool about the album is it features one of the last pieces of art from Mariusz Lewandowski, who sadly passed away.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are in the metal scene would probably know him maybe best for the Mirror Reaper album from Bell Witch. Quite an iconic bit of his work, but he had a very distinct style, absolutely fantastic artist.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see, him like posthumously, appreciated again through this. It's an unusual choice for an Obituary album as well. Like, it's not two I would have married together because, like Obituary are kind of, I just, because they're a band from that early Floridian 90s scene, they've got kind of like a Dan Seagrave vibe about them.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So,
yeah.
So it was cool to see them, with album artwork that was a bit different. And the album itself is what you'd expect from an Obituary album. Just really well written, mid to fast paced, just death metal, really stompy. John Tardy, the vocalist, is still one of the most iconic death metal vocalists. He comes more from the Chuck Schuldiner school, more like yelling, higher range, like animalistic noises, as opposed to the more guttural, lower growls that have kind of dominated the scene of the 2000s. Also, I listened to the new Ahab album.
Oh, nice.
The Choral
I need
Tombs.
to do that, yeah.
It's really fucking good. It's obviously really long, like a lot of their albums. It's really quite a meditative experience. But this is their first album in 8 years. Their last album, Boats of the Glen Carrig, which was another fantastic album.
Iconic cover.
Yeah, oh yeah. And this album's got great artwork as well. So I forgot to check who did it, but it was really good. The album itself is amazing as well. Just really hauntingly beautiful, just stunning, just funeral doom.
Yeah. You know who's releasing an album this year? Paramore.
Paramore?
Yeah, they reformed. I just realised.
I didn't know they split up.
Or maybe they didn't split up. Maybe I just imagined it. But I feel like they haven't released anything for ages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I was
Paramore,
just really shocked.
Never listened to Paramore.
Me neither.
No.
I just thought she had nice hair.
Yeah.
David Gray likes Paramore.
Does David Gray likes
really?
Paramore?
I was talking to him at the Brighton show about Paramore, and he's like, I like Paramore.
Nice.
There you go.
David Gray likes Paramore.
David Gray from Macacocker.
From Macacocker, not the other David Gray.
Yeah. Not the pop star of the mid-noughties, David Gray.
I remember sitting on my CRT in 2005, Googling David Gray and being like, who's this guy? This doesn't look like David Gray. Yeah.
That's why, Will Smith from Afterbirth,
Yeah.
his name's never going to trend.
No, that's not very SEO.
No. And the last album I've listened to recently is a new band called Reburied. They had an album called Repulsive Nature, and the album cover is actually really cool, quite unsettling in a weird sort of way. It's kind of like the scratchy artwork with a face that's completely cut off.
Oh my.
It kind of I watched this horror film a couple months back called Incantation.
Oh, not the band.
Yeah, no, not the band.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's that's a trend that's been happening.
Yeah, it's quite a modern style that I've
Yeah.
seen in a lot of album covers recently. It's
I
kind of
think
got a bit of a watercolor style.
It's been inspired
painted
by
vibe.
Bacon, the old Bacon artwork.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the dude scratching off his face. But yeah, interesting. That's definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good album. So that is like, if you like really cavernous, reverb heavy, sort of like death metal, then that is right up.
Sounds
it's
like-
right up my street.
I imagine it's like if you flush a toilet with loads of reverb.
Yeah.
Like it's got that kind of sense of space and flushing, and like some like gutturals. Yeah.
Yeah, the vocals, he sounds a lot like, it sounds a bit like a Joe Horvath, sorry, who's the singer of Circle of Dead Children.
Oh, nice.
Who's got like some of the best gutturals ever, I think. But it's like just really like rich and like bellowy. Like you can tell he's got a really powerful voice. But just the guitar work and everything is just super fucking just like nasty and filthy. You know, an album just sounds dirty. Like,
Yeah,
like you need
totally.
to have a shower after listening to
Gutalak
it.
sounds like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. And so then you've got the list up of some of the albums that are dropping this year.
Yeah.
So which ones are catching your eye?
Memoriam.
Oh, they've
that's
gone out, nice.
Yeah, they're coming out. There's another Seagrave, Rise to Power, it's called. I think I saw them posting about it. There's not much that's actually caught my eye, to be honest, apart from Paramore, apparently. It's just some bands with like funny names like Wigwam.
Paramore, apparently. That sounds like a tongue twister. Just like that 5 times fast.
Paramore, apparently. Oh, my internet is
The new Catatonia album just dropped this Friday.
nice.
Apparently, that's a return to form. I'm a bit of a Catatonia fan, especially some of the earlier albums.
Mate, Michael Ackerfeld on vocals.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Brave Murder Day, right?
Yeah. Love that album.
I was trying to remember it in my mind before I said it. So I didn't fuck up.
You guys were talking about Sanguisuga Bog earlier as well.
Yep, they've got an album that's dropping. That's probably going to be really slammy and heavy as fuck. I saw somewhere, couldn't find where, but I saw that Rotten Sound have got an album coming out this year.
Oh,
That'll be their
interesting.
first album since Abuse to Suffer in 2016.
They'll be on some lineups then,
So one of the few bands from Finland that's okay to listen to.
for now.
For now, yeah.
With our mate Antti.
Apparently, there's a
Yeah,
Motorhead.
yeah, yeah.
There's a Motorhead album dropping. Which how does that work? I'm assuming it's a reissue.
Reburied.
I'm going to use my detective skills to ascertain that that's not going to be music that was recorded recently.
They've just done some like new science that we haven't. An album that I don't want to listen to, Steel Panther. An album I do want to listen to, Sienna Root. I like Sienna Root.
Oh, okay, I've never heard them.
They're lovely, lovely people.
Oh.
Yeah.
New Pupil Slicer will be dropping some point this year.
Hell yeah.
So another podcast alumni.
Oh, and Enslaved.
Enslaved, Heimdall's been released yet. So
Heimdall.
definitely going to be digging that as me and Sham did our Enslaved special. So if you want to hear two people talk absolute shit about Enslaved for a couple hours,
No, not talk shit. Like,
talk facts.
What's the opposite of shit?
if you want to hear two men deeply in love with what's his name? What's the keyboard player?
You're not in love with him enough. Right?
Oh, what's his fucking name?
Herbrand Larsen.
Herbrand Larsen.
Yeah.
Herbrand Larsen.
Still devastated that he didn't get his dues in that Enslaved documentary.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah.
Hell Ripper's coming out.
Howard's come out there. Apparently, I've not listened to it yet, but the new single has bagpipes in it.
Oh, very interesting.
So it'll be interesting to hear a song with bagpipes from a band that is actually from Scotland. Because every time I hear a song from with bagpipes or a band that uses bagpipes, it's always like some really run-of-the-mill, shitty, like folk metal band.
Or Corn.
Yeah. Or Korn.
Korn can
yeah.
get away with it, I think.
He's half Scottish, though, is he not, John
Is
Davis?
he?
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Oh, that
I
makes
think
sense.
so. He's got some Scottish heritage.
He does wear a kilt on occasion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why all those Americans started wearing kilts too. Was it because of Korn, do you think? Because there's like a whole thing there with like guys wearing kilts, usually with massive calves.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. You don't ever see a guy with small calves wearing a kilt, do you?
No, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't want to expose yourself to the world like that. If you've got small calves, you just wear flares.
Just wear flares. That's why they came into existence. That's amazing. A Metallica album, 72 Seasons, which I'm assuming is in reference to the number of singles they keep dropping. I haven't listened to a single one, and I don't think
First
I
one-
ever will.
It's the number of fucks we don't give.
I give the opposite. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be fucking watching them twice when I go download. So there's that.
Poor
So I've
thing.
got that to look forward to. I like the first four Metallica albums.
Okay.
As was passive aggressive. Okay.
I actually didn't mean it to sound like that, but fair enough. Sorry. Yeah.
Who else have we got? I'm going through the list now. August Burns Red got a new album dropping. Dawn Raid have got a new album dropping. To Know the Light, which that'll be their third album, I believe.
Cool.
Keep of Kalassin are coming back, so they've had quite a long
Oh,
period.
shit.
They're
Nice.
playing Cosmic Void
Oh, yeah.
I know that much. The Cosmic Void lineup is looking to be pretty good for my tastes. That seems to be the premier black metal festival now.
Enslaved are playing, so...
Because Enslaved are playing the Incineration, right?
Oh, I thought it was the same thing.
No,
it isn't. You're right. No,
but Incineration is also looking very good. It's Incineration. Of course it is. It's Enslaved, Rotten Christ, and I think Magic are playing.
Shit. Well, if I go, I won't be talking about it then. But still, fair enough. Cattle Decap.
Well, that was a bit interesting, the whole Cattle Decap thing.
What happened with that? Oh,
well,
yeah.
There was a bit of a controversy stirred online, so I'm just getting distracted by Shem loading up pictures of Zyklon pointing guns at me.
I'm sorry, their logo is literally a black sun. That's ridiculous.
The gun is so funny.
He's holding it so badly. Like, how is that how you hold a gun? I wouldn't trust that guy to shoot me.
There's another one. This guy loves guns.
This is like he should be in Cannibal Corpse. This guy.
I'd like to think that that guy was really reluctant to do the photo shoots, and his one condition to do it was if he was allowed to bring his gun. I'm only doing it if I'm allowed to point my gun at the screen.
Oh my god.
Bless.
Bless. Yeah. To be honest, he's not even cocked it. Oh bless. Oh, the guy's even got a Black Sun hoodie. He's really committing to it. Nice. Okay. Not that I think is actually nice. What were you saying about Cattle Decap and their controversy?
So their album artwork was unfortunately leaked, and I believe it was leaked by. This is all conjecture at this point. I don't know if this is true, but like apparently it was leaked by a 14-year-old from Russia. I think the band was saying that that they found out who it was, and they were getting a bit of criticism for apparently doxing this kid. I don't know. That's just the shit I was seeing online.
Right.
I'm a massive Cattle Decap fan. I thought Death Atlas was an amazing album. I always love everything that they do, more or less. So I'll be looking forward to the album and be looking forward to seeing how that hears.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand to an extent why they're getting a bit like upset about it, because it is like to do with the death of like. You're right, yeah.
Because actually, you're right. Gabe Serbian, who was most known for being in The Locust, he was actually a member of Cattle Decap for their earlier works like Human Jerky and Homivore. So he's like a long-time friend of the band, and I think the album artwork is actually a tribute to him. So it's kind of like it's like a locust emerging from like this husk, like this cocoon.
Yeah.
And like people have been saying that it looks like the sequel to Ants.
I would watch that. That movie rocked.
Ants was so much better than A Bug's Life as well.
Whoa, no. Okay, no.
Oh, what? You don't think so?
I loved A Bug's Life.
Oh, no, I think Ants was like Ants felt like it was like a war film.
Which I think one of the is that the one where they all like pile up on top of each other and help everyone out at the end, because that is communism.
God, I can't remember now.
It's like so like
the best is B movie.
I've never seen B movie.
I've never seen B movie.
But there was a guy. He doesn't. I don't think he follows me anymore. But there was a guy on Instagram who would always like my pictures called Barry B. Benson, the bass bee.
Oh my god!
Just every time he liked a picture, I'd get really happy because I'd be like, "Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum."
Is that the name of the character from the B movie, Barry B. Benson?
Isn't he played by Michael B. Jordan? No, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld voices Barry B. Benson.
No,
I guess that's what the bass thing was.
Oh, I never put that together. I was just like, this guy likes the letter B. It's a good letter.
Barry B. Benson,
the bass B. Seinfeld voices a bee.
That sounds like something from, what was that guy from Phone Jacker? Brian Badonde?
Oh, Brian Badonde.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Oh, we should do a Serpent Temple.
Serpent Temple.
Serpent Temple. Yeah, I love him. The thing I'm probably looking most forward to, though, is going to be Baroness.
They got a new album coming. Nice.
I'm so excited for that.
Nice.
And Manowar have a new album coming.
Cool.
they're my Metallica.
Yeah. Neobliviscaris. That's a big one for me. I'm quite a fan of them.
Another thing that the Russian guy on YouTube's going to merge Lowen with, which I'm looking forward to. He does a great job every time.
Holy Moses have got a new album.
Holy Moses.
So that's a pretty influential band there. Easy for me to say. Rune Magic are dropping the band. They're the band that are a bit like Boat Thrower, right?
Really?
I can't think. They're like this death metal band. Rune Magic have got shit tons of albums. They've got like 15 albums.
Shab's just put on the B movie.
Yeah.
He's just started watching the B movie. This guy's got a big bee butt. What the hell? Why is he so like voluptuous for a bee? Oh.
Watch, this will be our first copyright strike.
You got to stop, babe. It's been more than 30 seconds. Please turn the volume down.
That's the title of my first sex tape.
4 inches, 30 seconds.
That's actually a really good name. Did you just come up with that off the cuff? That's amazing.
Because he said earlier that it was 4 inches off the ground.
Oh, I was like, he said earlier, what?
So we've got Anthrax. I'm gonna run through these now. Anthrax, As I Lay Dying.
Niall.
What's the As I Lay Dying album called?
It just says releases TBC, so they're not confirmed yet.
Yeah.
It's a body count. Got the album Chuck Billy, so just Chuck Billy, so he might be doing a solo album.
I didn't realize he was still alive. Testament. I'm thinking of a different guy.
Okay. Deicide, Devil Driver. Never really cared much about Devil Driver.
Me neither.
Fear
Best for
Factory.
Fire was
I think this is Fear Factory's.
I fucking love Fear Factory.
I think this is their first album without Burton C. Bell, right? So no, they had a bit of an unacrimonious split. Killswitch Engage. Apparently King Diamond.
King Diamond.
King Diamond and Merciful Fate. So he's been busy.
Yeah.
Judas Priest, apparently.
Yeah.
Niall, as you just said.
Melvins.
Seven Dust, Testament, and Within Temptation.
So Chuck Billy's doing the same thing as King Diamond. He's doing a solo and album in one go.
Yeah. And same thing as Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. He released a metal album.
No way.
He had Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage do some guest vocals on it.
I thought you were going to say Howard Shaw for some reason.
Howard Shaw.
Crossover.
He done this great symphonic 8-minute piece with Howard Shaw.
I would listen to that.
That'd be cool,
That'd be epic. I think you should collab with Blind Guardian.
That'd be cool. Can I just say, Dee Snider's Twisted Sister, that's one of the best live shows I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, they were so good live. Like,
Damn.
he is, like, for his age as well, like, he was
he's
athletic and, like, he's still ripped to fuck. And it was really impressive.
He's probably got like old music industry money and gets like a personal trainer to his like nice house every day.
That adrenochrome B,
Yeah.
You know.
I was watching a B movie Seinfeld crossover, and the guy's just talking to the bee.
There's episodes of Seinfeld, but they've replaced Seinfeld with the bee.
Do you know, for some reason, I thought this was the legit B movie. I was fuck. I didn't realize it was this low budget.
It's actually, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It has been done so well.
Have you ever seen the clip? It's honestly one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's during one of the Crufts runs, and someone's taken out the dog and replaced it with Shrek. You gotta watch it. Watch it after the podcast, because I swear to God, I can't watch it without losing my shit. It's the funniest.
That sounds ridiculous.
It's the funniest fucking video ever.
My
And they've done
God.
such a good job, like masking the dog and replacing it with Shrek. It's called like Shrek Destroys.
We should do. We need to do a reaction video and like not put this on the main. It's too late. Oh my God.
Yeah, there he goes. Oh. It's the close-ups that kill me. Whoa. Wait, Nina, you go watch it. Keep watching. That's so good. It's when he does the slalom, that's what gets me. Just wait for the slalom. That's the best part. Here we go.
This is so weird. Why does that exist?
I swear to God, like, I stumbled across this late one night. My friend Rob was around, and we were dying. Like, I was hyperventilating.
That's
I thought it was the funniest shit I'd ever seen.
That's real 2 a.m. YouTube shit, man.
It really is.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's good shit. This is...
What is? It's a video of. I don't even know how to
It's a
describe
Shrek on a
this.
skateboard.
It's called Raising Shrek.
Racing Shrek.
Oh, God.
This is really weird.
This is bonkers.
That's so 2 years later.
2 years later. Just,
It's a reaction video.
just to give context, we just saw someone raise Shrek.
Put the video in the episode.
Cut to 2 years later, he just fucking drives a car into a wall and crashes.
Explodes.
Oh, amazing.
He's like, I'm grown up now. It's been 2 years. I've got my driving license. I've got this amazing red car.
Oh, my God. I think this is a good time to end it.
Philosophically and thank you so much for making it this far. frankly. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed listening to us.
And let us know which albums you're looking forward to this
Yeah.
year. Any we've missed out, they're on the horizon. I think I mentioned that Dying Fetus probably have an album coming out this year as well.
I think
It's
so.
not been announced, but I think I saw something online about them saying that it's highly probable. They dropped a single late last year, so maybe at some point this year, we might get a new Dying Fetus album. They're playing the Islington Academy next month, which I will be attending, as well as Gojira as well. So I'll give my thoughts on that when
Hell yeah.
when that's done.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe. We're going to do a separate video on YouTube going over the Hellfest lineup and the Bloodstock lineup.
Yes.
So if you care about listening to us be like, oh, this band rocks, feel free to check those out. So au revoir.
Till next time.